What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. About 2 years ago, I did a PS5 Blackout Edition, like starter set, desk setup, and for 2 years, it's done changed at least like 3-4 times. It used to be over there, but now it's kind of sits over here now on a better, bigger, more standing desk. Back then, it was kind of difficult in knowing the space that I had and everything, how I laid out my office, which was basically like my living room, but I turned it to my office. That's changed so many times in so many ways to where I can change this desk into something else if I really wanted to. But now this sits as my PS5 desk setup. And today I wanted to go over some basic things that I have on it. Some things that stayed the same as far as like the plates on the PS5, but a few things have changed as far as the overall lookout and the shape of everything. Today, I just want to go over a few things that I have on my PS5 desk setup that you can also use on yours, and especially around this time, it's the holidays. A few of these things you can probably find on sale at a good cheap price, and it's not doing too much on your setup. It's not making it look too cluttered, not making it look like too flashy or anything. So I think here is a nice cozy PS5 simple desk setup that everybody can start with. And the first thing I want to go over is the PS5. Now this is the original PS5. It's not the Pro, it's not the Slim. And on it I have the blacked out matte black D brand plates, and they work wonders. I mean, it just makes it look even better than the original plates. I mean, I know a lot of people like the PlayStation plates. They're a little bit more flashy, a little bit more stylish, but these here keep it very basic and minimal for me. And I just like all black setups. And on the inside of it, I have a 1 TB SSD in it that adds a little bit more space, because you know the PS5 originally only came with 1 TB, and then about 100 and something gigabytes of that is already used up for system storage and all that update firmware and all that stuff. Adding a 1 TB SSD into it adds a little bit more size to it, so I can have all the games I wanted. I don't keep a lot of games on my PS5. Once I beat it, once I complete it, I usually just uninstall it and delete it. If I need to go back to it, I can just re-download it again if I feel like playing it ever again. But normally, once it's done, I just keep it off, because there's only a few games that I run back to that I always do keep on my PS5, like The Last of Us 1 and 2, a few old school games, Ghost of Tsushima, a few other games that I always just keep on it just in case I really just want to dive back into it. And the next thing I want to go over is the PS5 controllers. I have two of them. I have the original white one that came with the PS5, and I also have this blacked out one, and it matches the whole aesthetic that I'm having going on my desk setup. And I have both controllers sitting on a dual controller charging station that I got. I think I got it from Best Buy or GameStop. They're pretty cheap now. I think last time I seen it was like $10 at GameStop or something. So they're pretty cheap now, but they efficient. They keep your controllers charged whenever you need to. You don't have to worry about if it's going to die. And having two of them, if one dies, I can use the other one. But normally I use my white one for like when I connect to my PC. So sometimes like when you want to remote play, you can connect that directly to it using the USB-C. But normally they both just sitting here on the charger. So whenever I need to grab it, they'll be already fully charged. I don't have to worry about if the battery's dead or putting the cord to it to keep it charged up. So I like having that on my desk setup. And the next thing I'm going to slide over to is the PreSonus Aris 3.5 monitor speakers. I just got these probably like a month ago, and for a long time, I've just been using my headphones, having to just plug it into the controller and use it. But lately, I just feel like I just want to enjoy the atmosphere of playing certain games, not having to have headphones in. And I got these speakers off of Amazon, and they're going for a pretty good price. Not too expensive, not too cheap. And the sound quality is great on it. I can adjust the bass, I can adjust the treble. And also, if you have like an audio interface, you could hook the speakers up to that to give it a little bit better sound, but I'm just using the bass aux cord that goes into the back of the monitor. And the sound quality still, to me, it's just perfect. It sounds like you're playing, sounds like you're directly in the game, hearing the audio as it was created by the game developer. So I really love these speakers, and I love like the all black having on it. And I have them sitting on these speaker stands that I also got from Amazon, and they're pretty cheap too, and it adds like a little bit of depth to it. And while I was talking about my speakers, I did mention that my headphones. So the headphones I do use is these, what they call, I would say they're in the ear, over the ear headphones, because you can just attach them directly into your ear like this. You know, you put them in controller. They work, sounds great. And next up that I have on my desk setup, we can go over is the monitor. Now the monitor is still the same from the last setup. Nothing too much has changed about it, but this monitor here is great. It's a LG 27-inch gaming monitor, 1 millisecond, 144 hertz. It's just all around great. The color on it is great. There's no sound on it. That's why I have to get speakers and headphones to go with it, because there's no speakers coming off of the monitor itself. But I'm totally fine with that. I got these about 2 years ago. I probably got them like a year before I did my first PS5 setup. But I have it sitting on a monitor mount that I probably got from Amazon as well. The height is great on, like I said, 144 hertz. The depth and the contrast, everything looks so beautiful on it, especially with the PS5 and its colors and its hardware. Just enhances the whole look and experience of the monitor. And the light bar that I have sitting on it, I probably used this in another video before, but I don't remember if it was. I know it wasn't this PS5 setup. I didn't have a light bar on it, but this here is the BenQ light bar. It gives great light around the whole setup. So like, we need that low light relaxing setup that I normally like to play in. It gives a nice look and feel on the whole desk. I don't have to worry about too much light or not enough light. The monitor, you know, when you're staring at the monitor, you need some type of balance and contrast from staring at the monitor. So having that light helps, you know, reduce the effect coming off the monitor. And also on the back of the monitor, I have a Philips Hue bar that I use to add a little bit more light behind the monitor. So like I said, when you're staring at the monitor, having a little bit of light behind it, you know, reduces the strain and stress coming off of the monitor. And the mats that I have here, these are a Saatchi desk mat and a GrooveMate wool desk mat. I have a bunch of these going around my setup. One on my kitchen island, one on my PC setup. It doesn't make it look like it's just a plain desk with nothing going on. Having these kind of balance it out and add a little bit more style and look to it. And lastly, I want to go over is the standing desk that I have going on. This here is so basically this is a standing desk that I kind of configured myself. I bought the frame from a local warehouse out here where I live, and they had it where I think this fits up to like a 72-inch countertop. And what they had on it was a, you know, just a pretty simple basic countertop, and the countertop was broke. So I kind of went to them and I was like, hey, how much can I get for this with the countertop broke? And they're like, you can have it for $90. And I was like, whoa, that is a steal there. So I bought the frame for $90, took the frame off, and then I went to IKEA and got this countertop. It's the Ikbaken. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but I will have the link in the description and also the name showing right here. It's a 74-inch countertop. This here, like I said, you can raise it up to a height to when you feel like standing or when you sit down. It has 2 preset functions to where you can save it to. Like my first one goes down to the lowest that I needed to go to, and the second goes up to the height that I'm in. But overall, this is my PS5 gaming desk setup. Blacked out, minimum, not too much going on. Very relaxing, very cozy to where you can just come and relax, especially like on a hard day of work or even on a weekend where you just don't feel like going out anywhere. You can just kick back, relax, and just play some games. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I know it's been a while since I did another video, but I wanted to give an update on my original PS5 setup. And this here, it's probably gonna be like this for another couple years until I get into a bigger space, a little bit more room, have a designated room for my gaming and all my setup. So, but yeah, I want to thank y'all for joining me, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.